Well, good morning, folks. I just thought I'd show you what I'm doing here. As you can see, I've removed the end cap and spark arrestor off my muffler and on the CRF250L. And what I've done is, because this muffler is designed so that the stock spark arrestor is actually positioned right about here in the muffler. And there's a plate right in here that the spark arrestor passes through, and it's sealed right there. It passes through, forming a seal. So the exhaust gases come this way through a couple openings in that plate, and then they bounce off the end here and go back through a couple openings into this area where they turn around again and go into the spark arrestor and out your tailpipe. So that's an area of back pressure. You know, it's just in, I guess, silencing efforts and such. So what I've done is, here's the modified spark arrestor. So you can see it used to be about this long. I cut 3.5 inches off it, leaving about half, 3/4 an inch here, and a little bit here so that I could weld it there. So that's re-welded, and now it's shorter. So now what that'll do is it'll be positioned kind of like that. So it's actually going to be in this chamber, which is the back chamber. So now the exhaust gases come through here into that chamber and go directly out the spark arrestor. So the object is to decrease some of the back pressure, since I've opened up the exhaust and I have a fuel controller. We'll see what it's like. We'll put it back together. Okay, so I've been testing the modification over the last day or so and tweaking the fuel settings. You might notice that it's a little bit deeper exhaust note. So over the last couple days, like I say, I've been tweaking the fuel settings, and what I noticed right off the bat after doing the exhaust mod without increasing the fuel settings is that it lacked a little bit of the throttle response. It wasn't quite as strong. And when I looked at the tailpipe, I noticed that it was a lighter shade of charcoal, more of a gray charcoal. So that told me that the bike was leaner than it was before, so more airflow would account for that, and that's what I would have hoped for. So I've been just tweaking those settings marginally up, a little at a time. Yeah, it's definitely improved. I can feel that right away. So for those of you with a CRF250L and stock exhaust and an EJK controller for the fuel, the settings that I am using now after my little modification are green cruise idle setting I've got at 2, and I've got the yellow acceleration phase setting at 3, and I have the red full throttle setting at 6. And the cutoff points are normally, green blue at 5, yellow blue at 4, and red blue at at 5 normally, or 4.5 I should say. And I think I've got that right, if I remember correctly. And what I've done is I've changed the yellow cut-in, so the yellow-blue setting, to 3.5. What that does is it just advances when that kicks in. So it'll kick in a bit sooner on acceleration. And I did that because I wanted to keep the cruise idle setting a little leaner and just kick in the a little more richness a bit quicker to compensate for the fact that I'm you know, just a little leaner on the cruise idle. That's my theory anyway. So we'll see how it works over time. I'll be interested to see how the fuel economy is affected. I mean, if things work according to plan, it shouldn't be affected too dramatically because, you know, though I'm adding more fuel, I've got more air and therefore more power, efficiency, and what have you. By the way, I've got my oxygen sensor disconnected. I prefer it that way. I definitely feel that it pulls stronger in the low to mid end with that disconnected, and it makes sense just because of the way the open and closed loops work. I've tested that out quite a bit and I've convinced myself that it indeed makes a difference. Decreases fuel economy a bit though, so if you're concerned about that, don't do it. Just looking for a stretch where I can kick the throttle open. I don't want to be out here going too far because I'm starting to get chilled. I don't think I put enough on. Oh yeah. Okay, well that kicked in the full throttle settings and it's not overly rich. I think it's just right on. It was pulling stronger than it's ever pulled. So I'm going to call my little modification a success. It has definitely more instant throttle response, stronger pull right across the range from low to high, so it's good. Well, that's it for today, folks, so I hope that's of some use to someone, some interest. It's always fun to play with the bike, make some changes. Gives you a better understanding of the machine and makes it your own. Anyway, take care, have fun, and ride safe.